My name is Swizin Kinga Mujema. I'm Commissioner in charge of Local Councils Development in the Ministry of Local Government. And the Department of Local Councils Development is the one responsible for ensuring functionality of local councils, elected leaders at different levels, right from LC1 up to the district level. But we are also responsible for making sure we build their capacity to be able to serve the public and contribute to the journey of socio-economic transformation that is envisaged in the vision of Uganda as a country. Besides that, the department is responsible for local administration of justice, where we have local council courts that deliver accessible, cheap, and instant justice to the communities by handling the disputes in the community so that there is peace and a conducive environment for people to cause development or to discuss development solutions. And also coordinating the legislative function, where local councils have powers to make bylaws, and that is at the lower level, but also ordinances at the district and city level. So those bylaws and ordinances are meant to talk to the actual situations and peculiar issues in society in their respective local governments that will unclog some of the issues that impact on service delivery. And at the end of the day, we should have a seamless flow of services delivered to the citizens of this country. Now, the LC3 chairperson of VURA talked about a situation of LC3 codes not being functional because of a pronouncement that was made by government during COVID. But I want to give him and the entire public confidence that COVID came to an end, and the government made a statement to the entire public that issues and activities that were being affected by the COVID lockdown and decisions that have been taken have all been lifted. And VURA being part of this country, of course, it goes without saying that there is no restriction that is specific for VURA when it's not for the entire country. So people should go ahead and serve. The local council courts should be fully functional and serve the public, because COVID came to an end, and the government position is that all those the locks and the measures that had been put to stop the normal flow of service delivery have since been lifted. And there's no reason why somebody in VURA should say that we are not serving because we are waiting to hear a word from the president, yet the rest of the country is already serving, and it has gone as per the position that the government communicated, that we are no longer in a COVID lockdown. An informal structure, it is a formal structure because we have an act of parliament under which the local council courts came into being. The Local Council Courts Act is in place, the Local Council Courts regulations are in place, and the way they operate is such that from there, one appeals to LC2 if they are not satisfied with the judgment, and if not satisfied with the LC2 judgment still, they appeal to LC3 court, and if they are not comfortable with what the LC3 court has judged, then they appeal to the Chief Magistrate's Court. So the system is connected. It talks to the magistrate's code beyond LC3 code. But the problem that has been, that we have noticed, some members of the public think that LC3 code should be a court of first instance, that you go and complain to LC3. No, LC3 code is an appellate court. It's a court of appeal under that system. You should have started at either LOC1 or LOC2, which receives the land-related cases under customary ownership as a court of first instance, and after that it goes to LOC3 and then the Chief Magistrate's Court. So nothing should stop people from using that system, really.
How do we make the public understand specific cases LC1 is handle vis-a-vis cases they should not handle? Because we have seen a number of them cross the line to handle criminal cases, but even negotiate early marriages.
Now, that is the reason why this event of today was organized. It's a beginning of a sensitization drive where members of the public should be made to understand which cases go to LOC1, which cases can start at LOC2, and also appreciate that LOC3 is only an appellate court.
Could you have some of the examples for somebody ordinary to understand?
Yeah, of course, the examples, there are issues of simple assault, for instance. It will start at LOC1. Maybe if you have abused the rights of the GBV that we have been talking about. But you don't go for capital offenses like defilement and then you put it to the LOC1 court. That is not allowed. Then the land cases, what goes to the local council court system under the land cases is starts first of all at LC2. You don't go to LOC1 to open a case of land related. The land cases start at LOC2 and their jurisdiction only handles land under customary ownership, not titled land. So the issue of jurisdiction in terms of geographical jurisdiction and the nature of cases, this is the drive, awareness drive that we have started, and it will continue so that all the actors are aware on what goes through this system. And it has been proved that 80% of the citizens of Uganda access justice through the local council courts. It's only 20% that go to magistrates' courts to handle their complaints. So it implies that once we improve the quality of service under the local council courts system, then majority of the people in this country will get a quality service, and the access to justice that we are talking about, or justice for all, will improve. But also it will cause decongestion in the prisons and the case backlogs that have been happening under the other formal court system.
Aware that Uganda does not have standard wage bill, the LC1, one of them raised an issue about their payment. What is the plan for them?
Yeah, the payment of LOC1, it's important for the public to appreciate that to begin with, the resistance councils started on a foundation of voluntarism. So it's not a job where you expect to be paid and the salary to continue rising. But the facilitation that they get, the ex gratia, it is saying thank you for the service. So you serve and then get appreciated. You don't get appreciated first for you to go and serve. But that side, government is looking into the issue of the ex gratia, and at an appropriate time, once a decision has been taken by cabinet and that position of government will be communicated to the public, and all leaders will get their facilitation, which is enhanced.
Maybe,
but that does not, I should add that that shouldn't be a reason why LOCs should go and extract money from members of the public, that because they are not being paid. When you feel uncomfortable with a position, it's better you resign the position other than extracting illegal money from the members of public.
In that relation, and where an LC1 has extorted money, is there a way the public, at public interest, need him off? Like, for an example, an LC1 goes to sign for land document in another village. It has happened here.
No, when the case is, complaint is raised, that person should be able to face the law, like any other offense by a member of the public, really. There's nothing like one can be able to do a wrong thing and then they have impunity to go away with it without the sanctions. And that's what we are addressing as government, to make sure that we get timely induction of new office bearers, because people are elected to positions of responsibility, and if you don't induct them, to train them and take them through what the do's and don'ts and what is expected of them, certainly some of those mistakes will happen. But we cannot glorify them that they are doing the right thing. So they should be able to call for support, call for induction where it hasn't been done, and working together with our partners, we should be able as a government to fix the question of the capacity gaps within elected leaders.
I say this is a new project called Spotlight Initiative 2.0. It is a joint venture between us and UN Family, and the UN Family have listed them to them. They have known them. That's why they were clapping. So this project is a project of shame on us. We have failed to do what we are supposed to do. The cultural institution is there, the police, all the leaders are here. So it's a big challenge for us. An example of it is teenage pregnancy. We had sex outbreak here during COVID-19 lockdown. 4,075 new teenage pregnancies were recorded during lockdown. And this was enough to declare outbreak of sex. Because when you get pregnant, it means you had sex below the age of 18 years. These girls did that. The boys did that. They did that because we could not guide them well. It was our fault as parents. So, this was a big problem. But we want to thank you. We joined hands together with you. Not all has been lost. We have been able to reduce this. Year one, we reduced it from 4,075 to 3,550. That was year one. Under Spotlight Initiative 1.0. Now, we did not rest. We reduced this from 3,550 from year 3. Now, at present, we are at, by 30th June, we are at 1,339. Teenage pregnancies reduced. 2 months down the road, 3 months down the road, we have reduced it to 1,334. You can gauge our efforts. Not all has been lost. So this intervention is timely to increase awareness amongst ourselves. It is enough to create demand for services. It is enough to formulate policies. As I talk now, right now, we are formulating ordinance as a Arua district local government to come down to join you. These efforts you are giving to us, we are formulating ordinance. By the end of October, the ordinance will be out. And now we want to really lock down these loose steps causing teenage pregnancies, gender-based violence amongst women, against children, violence against children. And we say that, you know, educated ladies fetch for us more cows than uneducated ones. A lady here, educated, fetches between 15 and 20 heads of cattle. Uneducated fetches one goat. Others want to pay even a chick because it's not educated. So I have called upon my people, let's add value addition that is emphasized in agriculture, PDM. Let's do it on human beings. And we want to approach this from an economic point of view. So that is what I'm trying to tell my people. I want to say thank you for coming to our aid. We will not do it alone, let's do it together. Our parent ministries, we cannot do without you. The commissioners are all present here. We appreciate you so much. And above all, we want to thank you for working through us. And therefore, I've called my technocrats on 5 things. 1, they have to coordinate. The technocrats have to coordinate using a multi-sectoral approach, because this gender-based violence affects all the sectors of the economy. It doesn't only affect the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development. No, it affects all the sectors of the economy. A woman fighting with the wife on the bed, the next day the woman will not follow the man in the garden. And the man failure to follow the man in the garden, the man will end by the roadside. So the family is killed already. So a disappointment on the bed sends the heart 7 miles away from the woman. And that's how severe, how bad it is. So do we want to see our men sent away 7 miles from their wives? No. Number 2, we are asking our technocrats to come up with a clear referral pathway. If there's a gender-based violence case, where should the LC1 refer? First of all, where should the family member go? The victim, the survivor, not the victim, the survivor. Where should the survivor go? This referral pathway must be clear and understood. Our people must be sensitized on the referral pathway. If it goes to health facility must remember to refer to police. Police must remember to refer to the judiciary, the lawyers. And if it need be, then they should sort the agreement. Now we need multi-sectoral approach in the whole issue in order to drive points home. I know we may not eliminate completely, but we want to reduce to focal point as much as possible. Level which is not even there. That is our desired aspiration. You know, GBV is abuse of human rights. It's real abuse. How I wish these women get to know, the girls get to know. So it's a big problem today. The young girls in our communities are producing children. Children are producing children under the influence of drug and substance abuse. And that is not good. They are doing that because of ignorance. So we are trying to address the root causes. Even night disco operators, they are not going to be left like that. We are formulating ordinances to work on them. We may not stop completely, but we want to regulate. We want to come up with regulatory measures to make sure we regulate. And even today, there are many forms of night discos. Birthdays end up in night discos. Introductions end up in night discos. Even the other day in one of the sub-counties, a church teacher who was wedding, after failing to meet all the wedding costs, ended with night disco. To meet the unmet cost. A church teacher. Thank God he has exited, he has left the ministry. If we didn't, I was going to say, Archdeacon, you retire this one on public demand. There are a lot of hotspots. And here we have market runs,
throughout the night. Right here we have Kampala Market, the border, customs, you have each other trading centers, Logiri, you have Kampala Market, many of those markets, they all contribute to GDP in the district. So, when I look at my statistics for year January to December last year, 23, we have 1,443 GBV cases. And out of these statistics, we have 311. 11 these are males. Then 1,130 these are females. Meaning men are now reporting cases of GBV. They have not been reporting, but now they are reporting. So when you look at January to date, we have 921 GBV cases, 67 these are males, and then 854 these are females. Of course, these are different forms. We have the physical, where men who dominate power are beating women. We have 301. These are physical violence, where I'm saying where you do harm to women, beating women, because we are men. And likewise, for the men are 30. Those ones who manage to report. Now, sexually, we have 401, and those are females, and then 12, those are men. Sexual men also abused. Don't think men are not abused, sexually abused. Then emotional. This is where now women suffer most. But many times they are not reported, but these are the cases that have been virtually reported. We have 100, those are females, and then 15, these are men. Those who have managed to report cases of what? GBV. Last, we look at the economic. You can see 62 we have in total this year. 10 are males and then 52 are females. So the total up to date, January to date, we have 854 GBV cases. So if you look at the trend from 23 to date, it is progressively moving up. Yes, we are intervening, but it is real, it is an increase. From the background Chairman gave, when we look at our young girls, they are producing a lot. You know, that violence against these young girls is actually part of GBV we are talking about. So, as I speak now, when we look at us as a rural district, we are at 27%. That is the teenage pregnancy, immense. And county-wise, we have county is at 25. So we have beaten. We are number one. I think we can clap for us. We are doing very well. We are number one in the country. So, all we get to know it for ourselves. So that statistics is telling us that we are doing badly. Yes, we have been having programs here by new UNICEF. We have been having programs by this other partners, nutrition project. For us, we have this nutrition project. Nutrition project. For what? We grow crops, we grow a lot of food, but we still go for nutrition project. It is all about the child producing a child, the child was talking about. That is really an issue that we have. Actually, from here, I expect that when we go back, we really go annoyed, and then we really need to be parents.
In our culture, men are allowed to beat their wives. But then you see, sometimes we forget that in the village, children are also observing what is happening. And there's something that I had observed, that when I then grew up, I found myself in a situation where I could be in a group of our elders like this. And I wrapped my chitenge nicely, made sure my head cover was in place. And I stood in front of our elders and I said, "Elders, I have a question, I need your guidance." And they said, "Go ahead, child." And I said, "You said in our culture, husbands are allowed to beat their wives." And they said, And I said, "I heard that there is a case where a woman can go and report to the uncle, and then the husband is made to pay a goat to say sorry to his wife." What would have happened then? Why do you then make this man pay a goat to say sorry to his wife? And then they started laughing. You are too clever, you are too clever. I said, "No, I'm asking in all seriousness." And he said, "Well, because he would have beaten his wife." "But I thought you said he's allowed." "Yeah, but you see in our culture, a woman can report because it's bad to beat your wife." So you have a culture that says if a woman reports, the man can pay him a goat to say sorry. But the same culture says he's allowed to beat her. Explain. I say it's normal. Banange, the world over, there is no society where being violent with each other is normal. Laws are put in place for a reason. And the people who are put in place to uphold those laws, your community looks up to you. That child who cannot defend themselves, when the parent takes a stick as big as that to beat a 5-year-old because they ate sugar, and in the name of discipline, that child is looking to you to protect them. That girl who is cornered on her way to the shops or from the shops, that girl who is pressurized by her male friend, maybe she thinks it's just a friend who is a boy, but then he takes advantage of her, and the next thing she is pregnant. That girl is looking towards you for protection. That pregnant mother who burnt the meat, and the man gets so angry, he takes an axe to hit her because she burnt the meat. The pot of meat is more important than this pregnant woman. She needs your protection. So the last word I would want to leave you with is the ceremony that took place today. It is a very important ceremony because the commissioner has given the baton to the protectors, the ones who are there to protect the citizens through the laws. He's saying, I've given you power, I've given you the record books, I've given you the filing cabinets. Protect the vulnerable, not just the women, because there are also some men and boys who also get abused. Violence is wrong regardless of who is doing it. Let us not get into that whole debate of men are beaten too. We know. Is it right? If men are beaten too, does it make right to beat the women? It's a wrong. Two wrongs do not make a right. So my last parting words are, this is a very important message. The laws are there for a reason. You are the protectors. Please, protect, value each other, protect the vulnerable, especially the women, the girls, and the children.
They are getting 10,000 shillings per month as a commissioner and a minister for local government. When, assuming you are me and I am you, you are getting 10,000 shillings per month, and the whole year you are earning 120,000 shillings only. And you have a family, you have other issues. School fees is there. Then there is the office. You need to run the office. You know, this Uganda of today, money talks. You get it? Money talks. And don't blame LCs. When LC1 asks for money, don't say you are corrupt. Corruption is from top up to down. So, you know, these local councils, some cases, they are not for their levels. I really observed for long. And why are they handling such cases? Like criminal cases. Some of our colleagues, they are handling that cases because they lack training. Since elected, no training was there. And they are just struggling. You see that? And they don't have law books. And as a commissioner, you provide for them a book, that law book, Local Council Code Act, that books for helping them.
Who have come to raise our hands up as social workers, mainly on the GPV. We were trained and we know the cases we are handling, but mainly we are facing challenges from the cultural leaders and the local leaders, where some of these cases which are not supposed to be handled by them, they push us into. We are now rubbing soldiers with them. And then we are having challenges from the police. Much as we identify cases in villages which we can handle or report, there is a lot of demand from police. They ask for transport. They ask for things which are not there with these victims. So at times now, following the case takes a lot of time, and then also it delays. When, like here in Brasap County, as social workers, we sit monthly for case management. So we gather all these cases from these 10 parishes. What I'm saying here is in these parishes where we sit for. What are these cases, or what causes GBV is not known by many who are here or who are at home. If you take like cultural norms, much as a lady who is below the age is pregnant or indulges in sex, automatically, culturally, you are ready for marriage. They just take you. So that is also a challenge to us as social workers. When you want to follow it, it becomes a problem to you. The other challenge we are facing mainly is, as you said, we don't coordinate with the LCs who are in the villages. When you identify a case and when you want to go and see how you can sort it out or how you can report this one, it needs attendance at the presence of the LC. When you go to some of these LCs, they will say you people have already gotten what? Some money. For them, they're not going. That is your case. So we always get stuck there. I only come here to thank you people that today all the LC ones are around. I think, let me say from now, we are going to see what we are going to do on the ground and see that gender-based violence will come to an end. Not fully, but also we'll still need your support. We will need more elaboration on this because at times also we have challenges, personal challenges at home. If need be, this will not be the first time for us to come to elaborate on what to do on gender-based violence. I would like to thank LC5 plus the committees. As I said, those 144 ladies who are doing training in Flamino, I've been following them, though not personally, but in the media world. That is a great achievement. But still, they talked of ordinance. I pray it will come out in the shortest time. Because if you go out and if you see, as you said, these days children get old in 30s, even in 20s. Children producing children, no education, parents saying they're tired of even following or doing ABCD. We like coming to guard the road like men, as if the road will be stolen by I don't know who. Women are suffering, and it's a lot. I just come to thank you. I just come to say that since now the LC ones have had the core of the cause, let's go back in drawing board and see how we can carve out GBV. Thank you.
My name is called Mikanso Aniku Joseph Andati. I'm a native in this area. I'm a lawyer by profession and also a stakeholder for the purpose of today. The reasons why we have converged here today was actually to sensitize and to empower the local leaders so that they start taking local courts so seriously, because local council courts have been actually empowered according to the Constitution of Uganda 1995. They're empowered to handle cases in their locality so that they can administer justice to the local people, so that they will instill stability and peace in the society. Yeah.
So have they been doing their work rightly based on the fact that they have never been trained and they do not have the legal guidance?
Well, actually these local leaders at local council level they have been lacking some tools in administering the justice, because some of them needed to be retooled. Some of them have not been aware that they have the discretion and powers to handle legal cases at their jurisdiction. But today, our gathering here is to empower them, to tell them that they still have power to handle matters that are in line with gender-based violence in the localities. Yeah.
Have you been, as lawyers, been able to differentiate for them with the cases they are supposed to handle vis-a-vis cases that they are not supposed to handle?
Well, the jurisdiction of the cases that they're supposed to handle are there, whereby the cases that are to be tackled by them, there are also cases that they're not supposed to tackle. In line with the criminal cases which are very capital in nature, they're not supposed to handle such. And the cases which are so capital in nature are to be handled by magistrate courts and high courts. Yeah.
My name is Okumu Collins. I'm the assistant RDC for Arua district. I want to thank everyone who has come today for this engagement and for your participation and your insight on these crucial matters as we work to empower our local council courts. Commissioner,
First of all, I want to say Arua district is a very calm district, peaceful, and actually this district has been supporting this government, NRM government, since it came to power. And so, when the chairman was speaking here, actually he's also a flag bearer of this sub-county. And so when they raise such issues, I think they are always right, because this is a district that has supported this country right from the beginning. And so when they raise these issues, it is important that we take note of these issues. I want to say it is true that we have gender-based violence, as the data has shown in our district. And all the other people who have communicated, I don't want to dilute their communications, but a gentleman raised the issue of one cause of gender-based violence in our district or in this region being the money lenders or women borrowing loans, and it causes these conflicts in the families. As a government, we know that there are many interventions that the government has brought today. There are many livelihood programs. We have PDM, we have MEDIA, and now we also have Grow for Women Entrepreneurs. Actually, the president wants us to move away from borrowing from these banks because we know how much they charge. And so, ale yo amandini, iyo bana fufuzo akuria, okuri se de dusi, government president Yoweri Museveni vile kanku NRM vile sadisi, iji amani programs kimingi. And programs dikiere amaza kozu loan bali iji amani kan PDM vile enyoga sasa beji misenda azi okupini of grow dini oku business aripini send that my interest can korudin lu dinyawere andra programs dikisi amanga iyo azi eminterezi ya wanaki ikinga yo manza kora le amuki akoki commercial banks and other institutions which are really extorting a lot of money from our people. I also want to thank the commissioner. You talked about empowering the LC1s and the LC2s. It is true our local council have not been empowered since I think they came to office. And I must report, by the way, 1 year ago, I was also a vice chairman in LC1, just 1 year ago. And that is what we have been facing since that time. But now I'm here. It is all because of patriotism. The love for your country is very important. And it is true that these LC1s, they don't know what they are supposed to do. And they think now the only thing they can do is to transact land businesses. And that is where they are very active. Man yodiare LC1 rube bi between kwanda tedi amega dia zia mabelo LC1 dare lo sende kan kwa angujeza amanju mbele. And yet you have other duties as leaders to perform. Bamivu village ariki ikide aliumolaya ba village malia ariki ikide PDM Masende Suraya. And we have found out that some LCs actually, they favor their family members. There are people who are not getting PDM money in our villages. And so please take note. Le baworo manemi village mesu afa PDM kaniko sende mi ogavler kingondi kindondo government nijidiki makichi. Erani iyo akwela ngiringira akwela waraki iki asiani sasa ngiringira daki iki aliumeyose ngiringira akwela madaki aliumeyose and government ya TV na mara So as leaders, please let us help our people to serve them correctly. I want to talk about corruption, which we now know. The president is seriously fighting this, and all of us, down to the village, we must fight this corruption. It is something which is biting us seriously. So let us fight this together. The president alone cannot fight corruption in this country.
At the earliest projection, because we have now seen the interest and motivation shown by all stakeholders to see that, yes, GBV is a problem, it must be addressed soonest, and then also we are not going to rely on absence of resources. We will work on available resources because we have to work ahead of this problem. So I'm very, very grateful that this day has surely been successful. And I want to now quickly read the commitments of Arua's local government, specifically in addressing this challenge. As the district, you are all aware that I'm representing the cow, but I also shared the minute we have been receiving here. That Arua district local government is looking forward to setting a strong structure that will respond and promote sexual reproduction health rights in our district. This commitment I want to present to the congregation here that it will be achieved, because we need a structure, we need a multi-sectoral structure, because GBV involves a lot of incidence management, and therefore the health sector will be important, the production sector will be important, multi-sectoral. So this will be closely watched. Then secondly, we'll focus on ensuring functionality of the structures. We are looking at the entire result chain, and we want to see that whether formal or informal actors, we will promote that linkage and achieve, we will need to achieve chain reaction, so that if the head rolls, the tail must also move. And that is now the commitment we are looking at as Arua district. And we have also seen a number of stakeholders or partners coming to address this big problem in our community. And Arua district local government, for convenience, will focus on stakeholder coordination, so that each one of you will be available opportunity to bring in your intervention in addressing this. These are very key commitments I want to make open here today as a district if we wish to address these challenges. And finally, we will also mobilize and popularize the referral system. We want this to be known by the community, by all the affected persons, so that we do not now lose track in addressing the challenges. We are going both for prevention and curative. So in case now we have survivors of this problem, then we have to help them at that level. And one of the biggest challenges has been poor referral system, because we or the community was not aware of this. With all these resources available today, I believe we will be able to turn a corner at least to the better. Arua district will improve on the statistics which were presented here today. So I thank you very much for this important outreach, and surely this outreach also presented a spectrum of opportunities to present some of the issues in decentralization. And they were all taken in good faith, and I'm very hopeful, one at a time, they will be responded to and attended to.